Today we are making mini animal cakes, and I decided to go with kind of a woodland animal theme. We are making a hedgehog, a sloth, and a fox cake today. Welcome back to Shelley's Bakes Cakes. To make our hedgehog, we need to make his face. So today we are going to make his little face out of fondant. And you can see I just have my white fondant here and I'm just kind of rolling it out. We're gonna kind of roll it out to like an oval shaped. Then all we're gonna do here is push up a little bit on our fondant, and so we can kind of make his nose a little bit 3D-ish. We're gonna kind of push up till the fondant goes into a little point. Just keep pushing up until you kind of get a little point of a nose. And you can kind of flatten the other part of the face, but just kind of push up so you can see how it's kind of becoming a little bit of a 3D nose. We also need a little pink nose, so we're gonna cut out a little bit of fondant here and stick it right on the end of his nose. Then we're gonna make some eyes. We're gonna put some little indents into the fondant, and we're gonna put some little round black eyes, just black fondant. Now we're gonna let his face hang out over here, and we have to make his feet and his hands. All I have is some little balls of fondant, and we're gonna roll them, kind of push them down a little bit. Then we're gonna cut into them 2 times. You can see it kind of makes little fingers. And then we'll make the feet the same way. We're just gonna make them a little bit thicker. And then we're gonna cut into it twice. And there we go, we have hedgehog hands and feet. We also need to make ears. To make my ears, I'm just gonna cut out a little bit of round. You can see I'll just do a little round ear with my cookie cutter, and then we need the pink, we'll put it right on top. To make our hedgehog, I'm just doing mini cakes today, so they're 4-inch, really small cakes, because who doesn't love everything mini? To make our hedgehog, we need a little bit of a dome for his little head, because he's a hedgehog. So I baked up 2 4-inch cakes. To get the round part of the hedgehog, I just baked some cake in a glass round bowl. Yeah, all I did is just put some cake batter in a glass round bowl and baked it up with the rest of my cakes, and there we have it. Now it's time to stack them. We're gonna stack up these cakes. And then you can see as I put the round on top, it doesn't quite fit. So after we get the round on top, I'm gonna get my knife, just start carving around the side so that it's a nice, even shape on top. So you just kind of cut away some of that cake, nice, even shape. Now we're gonna crumb coat it. So all we're doing is just like we normally do, we're just crumb coating the cake. It doesn't have to be perfect. And here comes the tricky part for our hedgehog. I'm gonna cover the front of this cake with fondant, just the front. We're not doing a final coat of buttercream either, we're just doing a crumb coat. And I'm gonna roll out this fondant, and then you can see I'm just gonna put it right over the front of this cake. So the back has no fondant on it. Just get it up there and smooth it out nice. Now we're gonna add the hedgehog's face. I'm just gonna stick it right up here. You can use some water with your fondant and it will stick right to the other fondant. And then we're gonna add the hands and the feet. And now we need to make it look like a hedgehog. And the funnest way to make this look like a hedgehog, I've seen them done like this, so I decided, let's try it. We are using Russian piping tips. The key to a good Russian piping tip is you need to have thick buttercream. A lot thicker than if you were just going to frost a cake with it. Your buttercream needs to be a lot thicker. Not too thick that it won't come out, but thick enough, as you can see when I start piping these cute little flowers, that they stick up. To use these piping tips, you can see I have my tip and my buttercream, and we are going to go right up to the surface of this fondant with my tip, and we'll put it right there. Don't start pushing your buttercream out until you have that tip right against that fondant or the back of the cake. Then start pressing your buttercream out and then release. We're just going to cover this cute hedgehog with Russian piping tip flowers. You can see at the end, I just used a little tiny star tip to kind of fill in a little bit, just to kind of give it that extra fun, cute look. Then we're gonna add the ears. And there you have it, you guys, the cutest hedgehog cake. I love it. It's so cute. What do you guys think? For our next mini animal cake, we are making a sloth because sloths are so cute. So of course we have to make a cake out of a sloth. To start out, we have to make the sloth's face. So all you can see is I have black fondant and I just cut little rectangles. Then we need a nose and we're just using the same black fondant and you can just kind of shape it to however you guys want. And then I just got some little round black balls, exactly like we did with our hedgehog, and we're gonna set those right on the little rectangles, kind of where you think the little guy's eyes wanna go. Make his claws, which are important because the sloth, his claws, we have to have them on the cake. I just got some white fondant and I kind of started out in a ball and then kind of shaped it into kind of more of an oval, 3D kind of oval, if that makes sense. And we're just gonna kind of make 4 of those and then we'll kind of press into them a little bit to kind of give them that little hand look. Then to make the claws, all I did here was just get some more black fondant, got a little tiny bit, and I just rolled it between my fingers and kind of just made it into a point and stuck it right underneath. Then I just kind of stuck it right onto the white. And you can see we're making 4 cute little sloth claws. Sloth claws, say that 5 times. Next, we need to put the cake together. Remember, they're just my 4-inch cakes, so just mini. So this guy is just a little bit smaller than our hedgehog because we're not adding that round on top. So now we're just gonna stack it and we are gonna fill it with our buttercream. And then all we need to do, guys, is crumb coat it because we're gonna cover it all in buttercream swirls. Also, as you can see, I left the top of my cake rounded. I didn't cut it off to make it flat because the sloth has a little bit of a rounded top, so we're gonna keep it today. Now that we have our cake crumb coated, it's time to make this sloth. We're gonna add his little face. I'll put it right here. I actually put a little bit of white fondant behind the black eyes that I made, just so that we can kind of have a guide where we want to pipe our buttercream. You're gonna cover this cake in buttercream swirls, and I'm starting out with my favorite tip, my 1M tip, and we're just gonna start doing little 1M rosettes, just wherever you want. There's no right or wrong way, just kind of put them around the cake, make sure it's kind of covered with rosettes. Now I have my 4B tip, and we're just gonna do the same thing. We're gonna keep covering the cake. Wherever you guys wanna put them right next to the rosettes, just whatever you want, just start covering this cake. Now that we have our cake somewhat covered, we are going to get the 4B tip again, and I'm gonna have my green frosting. And I'm just gonna do little dollops of frosting kind of in the middle, just fill in. It's all about filling in that buttercream where those spaces are. And then you can see I have my orange, and we're just gonna kind of do the same thing, and then with our blue we'll do the same until the whole cake is covered in buttercream. All right guys, our sloth is looking so cute, but he definitely needs his claws. And there you have it, the cutest little sloth cake I've ever seen. To make our fox, I have teardrop cookie cutters. It's gonna be the guide to make the shape of this cute little fox's face. So I'm gonna cut out 2 of these teardrops with white fondant, and then we're gonna roll them out so they get a little bit bigger. And that's it, you guys. We just kind of roll them out to get them a little bit bigger, to get him kind of the shape that we need for his face. And then we'll set him aside and we'll make his eyes. Easy. You guys have seen me make eyes with a lot of different things. It's just black fondant, and you can just shape them however you guys want. Then we also need a little black nose, and we need a tail. All I'm doing for the tail is just kind of rolling my white fondant in a ball and just kind of messing around, pushing it till it looks kind of like the end of a tail. To make his ears, we are just gonna cut out some orange, and then we will cut some white to put on top of that. And then we have some cute little ears. But I also, you can see here, they're rounded on the bottom, and I was like, wait a second, fox's ears are not round. Before I place them in the cake, I cut them on the bottom, so they're definitely more fox-like shaped ears. Now it's time to stack and crumb coat this cake. This cake, however, we do need to do a final coat, so I'm gonna crumb coat it, and then we'll do a final coat so we can get those sharp edges, because this cake's not getting completely covered in buttercream. Now it's time to finish off this cute box. The two little white teardrop shapes of fondant, we're gonna put them right on the front of our cake. You can see I kind of just put them right here, one next to the other. Kind of looks like a fox face. Then we're gonna add his eyes. We'll add some eyelashes just because. We'll add his little nose. And now I have my 1M tip again, and I'm just going to start piping rosettes. We'll start at the bottom by his nose and go all the way up to the top of the cake. And then we're just gonna do rosettes all across the top. And then we'll do them on the back and kind of go around the corner on your cake because we need a tail. Then I'm just gonna use the same 1M tip, but I'm not gonna make a rosette. I'm just gonna push in and kind of make a star look. Kind of looks more like the fox's fur. So we're gonna kind of fill in just like that. And there you have it, guys, the cutest little fox cake. But wait, she does need her ears. So we're just gonna add the ears here right at the end. And there we go. Cutest little fox. I can't decide which one I like best. I love the hedgehog, the sloth, I mean it's a sloth, and the fox is just cute. So much fun. I hope you guys liked watching these cute mini animal cakes come together today. Make sure and let me know in the comments which one's your favorite. Subscribe to my channel, guys, and have an awesome day.